Hi there. Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers. This is a podcast where we love to explain our love-hate relationship with video games. And let's switch it over. I am, of course, your host with the most, Efocutioner. Let's go. I have not invested in GameStop. Oh shit. No, believe me, I do want to do an episode, but I'm waiting for the GameStop situation to end before I give my little tidbit. Because trust me, guys, there are some things you should know. Because I know a lot of motherfuckers right now are hopping into the stock market. And I'm going to let you know, this is a horrible time to do it if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Me, it's a great time because I'm not investing a lot. Anyways, though, we have some topics to discuss. So let's just go straight into it. So where my button at? Where my button at? Here we go.
Breaking news!
Of course! I don't know, for those that have not seen, let me transfer over. Bloomberg had Jason Schreier pretty much made his report once again, talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, I know, folks. I get it. I'm sorry. Like, oh my gosh, where's the button? Yes, I know. I said I would stop talking about this game, but believe me, if you've been paying attention to me, I am not talking the type of shit that most people talk about because I am the best. And you know you love my podcast for it. And although I want to talk about this, I also want to talk about the fact that right now in the United States, we're going through this thing where people are upset that people want to make $15 an hour. And this kind of also goes into the aspect of Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, real world and the gaming industry is more connected than we think. I know I try to separate it, but I mean, fuck it, because it's just too connected. So if you read the report, you kind of learn the ins and outs of how Cyberpunk ended up being this, the way it is. But I kind of want to go to the part that I want to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people kind of glossed over. And let me pull it up. Okay. So he pretty much, Martian, it's like, look, I'm not even going to pronounce this fucker's name. Look, the asshole that pretty much lied to us on a great deal of stuff on 2077. Even though I still think it's a great game and I'm going to buy it, and I think it's like $30 right now. He pretty much made a 5-minute video trying to do the YouTube crying technique, and I was like, all right, man. But he pretty much said this in the video, that Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red, did not meet the quality standards we wanted to meet, and I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry. The part I want to talk about is quality standard. So, of course, when we say quality standard, just like in the report that Jason Schreier wrote, we're talking about the bugs. The bugs! The bugs! So, yes, we are talking about the bugs. And if you did not know, let me pull up this article for my audio people. I'm going to break it down. Cyberpunk had originally decreased the number of QA testers due to COVID, and most of the testing was done in-house. But pretty much they kind of laid off a decent amount of people due to the pandemic. They were trying to save money, yada, yada, yada. You can read the article right here. I'll post it in the show notes. But of course, for those that are unaware, QA is just pretty much a dedicated team that just plays games and tries to break the shit out of them, and then they report any and all bugs to the developers. Developers get it, and then they're like, we should probably fix that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's spooky that someone breaks the game and you fix it. Now, of course, QA testing is pretty much the simplistic version of playing a video game. Everyone's played a video game. Most people play video games to break said video games. So I get it. It's just, it is what it is. What it is. I'm trying to find a good button, but fuck it. But it goes into the aspect of what I want to talk about, and I feel like this whole entire episode is going to reflect that, and that is people underestimating the value of every aspect of a job. I know that QA has been treated as a joke. QA testers do not even get paid that much. We have seen and we have heard articles and reports about QA testers barely even making the minimum of the minimum wages. Some QA testers get paid less than McDonald's employees. And I think McDonald's employees don't even get paid that much. They should get paid a hell of a lot more for the shit they do. It's just incredible.
It's spooky.
That, all of this is just all connected. But it pretty much showcases just how valuable every aspect of a job is, even if you think it's easy. Like QA testers come in and they play a game for continuous hours over and over, the same fucking game. And they try to break it and push it to its limits. And then they let the fucking department know. Then they let the developers know. And then they're like, oh shit, we gotta quickly fix this motherfucker up. And we are seeing that with Cyberpunk 2077. And I feel like this is something that we should all just acknowledge. Yes, QA testers only play video games, folks. Anybody can do that. It's hella easy. I won't deny that. But don't make it seem like their job is not important. So I feel like their job should be valued and they should get paid more. It's already a difficult process to become a QA tester. Trust me, I know. I have tried multiple times here in Chicago, but it is extremely close-knit, and the requirements just to even be a QA tester are like fucking ridiculous, and for surprising reasons, man. It's QA, it's video games. Everybody loves video games. Everyone wants a job in the video game industry. So what happens when everybody wants a job in the video game industry? Boof! Supply and demand. Not that many jobs for the demands of the people. So of course you can easily pick and choose what you want as the best. And then for those people, you can easily dumb down the price. Hey man, you're not willing to work 60 hours a week, 80 hours a week for like $10 or $9 an hour? Well, fine, fuck you. I'll just grab the next motherfucker. And then you'll be like,
What?
why are you doing this, man? Like, this is crazy. Like, what you gonna do? Try and negotiate with these people? Like, they're already gonna look at you. I'm pretty sure, like, there might have been some QA testers that were like, look, man, is it possible to get a raise? And then they're like looking at you and they're like, raise? You haven't done anything. Why the hell should you get a raise? And, you gotta be nice enough and just be like,
Why not?
give me a raise. I'm here, I'm working, I'm putting in these hours. So, man, it's crazy that it's crazy how connected the whole $15 an hour thing versus with the whole job aspect and things. Like, and then you also hear about how, CD Projekt Red is making that money, and now we're seeing the end results of how, if you had paid your QA testers a little bit more, or if you had kept your QA testers on, maybe this situation wouldn't have happened. It's kind of the same thing with, people working other jobs, man. I just feel like any job that you think is hella easy to do is kind of in that aspect of like, why don't you do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to these type of situations, especially in the video game industry with the QA testers, I feel for them, because that's like, yo, I've definitely done an underpaying job. I've definitely tried to put my foot through the door and then like ask for the most ridiculous requirements. Talking about you may have to work like over 50 hours. I'm like, I don't want 50 hours a week. Do I get breaks, vacation time? And then they look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, come on, man. So I just find this article. I mean, there's more to the article, of course, talking about what they did and the rollout and yada yada yada. But I just kind of felt like, yo, this was like a true low blow. Let's say quality standards, and then you let go a good portion of your QA testers, and then like your QA testers don't even get paid that well. So they're probably like they have to work more ridiculous hours to make up for the less people that you have. But if the game had been successful, all that extra money of the people that you let go would have went back into your pockets. Like, come on, man. Like, I just want you guys to realize like there is no job that is not important. Like no job at all. Like if you think it's not important, it's important. And you need to remember that. So I get it. I understand. You know, some people just they don't see it. But I just want it to be shown. I want it to be realized that every job is important. And in every status and form, please do not underestimate the value of any person working any particular job. And this is also going to go into my next topic, which, by the way, is another situation where people are being taken advantage of because this is the video game industry and because so many people want to work at this industry that they're willing to take lower pay in order to get in and build something, build a career for themselves. So it's just like, you know, most QA testers, they come in, they start from the bottom, and then they try to put themselves into a good position, like a developer position anyways. So here we go.
Breaking news!
Here we go. No. Where are you? Whoops, sorry. GameXplain. So for those unaware, and I was very surprised like this, there was a situation where former workers pretty much discussed on a podcast about how GameXplain took advantage of their time and their energy and the little pay that they get, and due to the fact that the channel itself makes, like, it gets millions of views, and of course I think you get like 1/100th of a pay, so like 1,000 views is pretty much $100 on YouTube, and this channel pretty much has a million plus. So it's just interesting. So let me at least find this. So there was one employee. His name is Steve. I just wanted to pick like the small portion of it, but this gentleman pretty much got the review code for Final Fantasy VII Remake 2 days before the game would be released to the public. So, I mean, I'm sorry, he got it 2 days before the release of the embargo. So he pretty much had 2 days to play Final Fantasy VII Remake from beginning to end, then write a review and send that off, and then GameXplain would have gotten it. And he spent 48 hours straight. 48 hours straight. And this guy also has a 9-to-5 job. He also has a family. He has kids. All that shit. It's just fucking impressive that he was able to do a fucking review for Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2 days. And you know what he got out of it working for only 2 days? He only got $500 fucking dollars. Like, yo, man.
What?
Only $500? For like he really grinded through that game. Like, I don't know if you guys have played Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's not like, oh shit, let me sit down and play for 2 days straight. And even then, you then have to write a review and you have a time period. Like, yo, that's a ridiculous amount of crunch. Crunch is everywhere, folks. I just want y'all to remember that. But of course, at the same time, you also have to remember that this industry loves the fact that we all fucking want to hop into this thing and try to build something for ourselves. So what do? They try to lowball us as much as they can. Like, that's why it's mostly like, yo, you got to build for yourself. You got to take time. Like, if you're going to work that hard, then you might as well do it for yourself. You might not get paid as much, but you know the end result is going to be this. And then you'll know your limitations. But at least you'll be able to say, like, damn, I did this in 2 days. It looks fucking incredible. Like, you know, I've seen the greatest amazing game jams because of, you know, the amount of time that they had. But at the same time, that isn't it. This is a job. And this guy has another job and a family because his other job doesn't pay him enough. But they want high quality standards. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, come on, man. Like, here, it even says it right here. If like this, and his own wife was just surprised at the fact that he was able to do this in 2 days. So in this whole intense moment, Steve's wife pretty much turned to him and asked, "You're getting $500 for this. Was this worth $500 to you?" And of course, Steve said no. But what's crazy is like she said, if Steve was treated as a person instead of a machine, I don't think she said that, but pretty much it says in a quote. No, she said it. I'm sorry. But if Steve was treated as a person instead of a machine and paid fairly for the amount of work that he was expected to put out, she would have continued supported him staying with GameXplain. But instead, that wasn't it. As far as him being a workaholic, he also maintains, and I'm gonna say it again, says working for he doesn't work for GameXplain anymore, but he had a corporate 9-to-5 job while helping to raise 4 kids. So he was working extremely hard. That's pretty much what she was saying. And then it can go on to there are other employees that are talking about the situation at GameXplain. Most people have gone onto their YouTube channel and they have like protested and stuff like that. Now, granted, the gentleman that owns GameXplain is Andre Segers, and he pretty much released a statement. It's kind of like, the generic like I don't see sorry, and I don't see we're going to work on it. But I mean, you can pretty much read it here for those listening to the audio version. I'm gonna put it in the show notes. You're welcome to take a look at the show notes, but it's just kind of like, it's like what the fuck ever, man. Like seriously, what is this?
Everybody just needs to be fucking better people. I'm so sick of this.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of sounding like I'm the fucking grandfather of video game. I'm not perfect. I know I fucked up. Go ahead and post all the comments about the times I fucked up too. But come on, man.
But this is the shit I try to talk about, where I say you gotta work for you. You gotta figure out you gotta know your worth, man. Like for me, I'm sitting down, I'm doing things. I've taken a look at other projects and works and things I've done. I've seen the success that I've managed to put out. I'm literally on other projects and podcasts with other people, and I've seen how well I do and I perform. And what I'm doing now is I'm taking stock, I'm taking notes, I'm grabbing my footage, I'm grabbing this. I'm trying to make sure I put myself into a good position to where, when people ask me to do things, I can be like, look, I was here. It may not have a lot of people, but you could tell that it like, if I get reactions and people talk and message about me, I can say like, hey, look, I get this attention here. I can do this. And people like my content, I can say, hey, look, I got this. I'm doing this here. Like I'm trying to build myself like a location and a dedicated place where it's just like, I'm not interested in getting 10, 100, 1,000 million fucking followers. Like I'll be happy if I get 1,000 fucking people and we're all chill and we know each other. And if they support me by saying, hey, I'll give you $5 or $10, or even $1 to help you support, that's $1,000 fucking dollars. That's money right there. That's stuff that I can do. Like I'm just trying to build myself, and I'm trying to build my own projects, and then I am trying to make my own path in this gaming industry in my own way. And I feel like it may not be for everyone. I'm definitely doing a lot harder of a path. Luckily, I'm kind of in a position where I know people that know people that know people that are also speaking about said subject. So hip hip hooray for me. And I could definitely tell it's a delicate situation. Truly delicate situation. But at the end of the day, at least I could sit here and say like, any extra work I do, me staying up to 2, 3 in the morning, I know it's for myself. And if I'm going to do that for a company, I want to get paid and I want to be able to have a survivable wage. This could be the same thing for artists. When you hear artists that charge, X amount of dollars, and you sit there and you be like, damn, man, that's a lot. Like for instance, I literally wanted to buy emotes. And I was like, you know what? This person asked for, a little over $100 for one emote. And I thought to myself, like, man, that's a lot. But, if you go on Fiverr, you take a look, you can tell like some of the Fiverr people are like, some are good. Some are good. Don't get me twisted. But like there are others, it's just like, and then like the Fiverr people might not get into that creativity mode. Like I've paid for stuff on Fiverr, and when I ask them to get creative after telling them what I want, but then I say, add your spin to it, they add a horrible or non-existent spin, and it's just like, okay, this is what I wanted. Like, damn. So it's literally what you get what you pay for. You might find that one artist or people that are willing to like negotiate, and that's another thing too. You can negotiate. You can ask to up or down the price, or you might be willing to do certain things if you get this or if you do this, yada yada yada. But I feel like at this point, especially now in the video game industry, if you're a content creator like myself, just make things for you and post it up. And if your audience likes it, they'll let you know. If they don't, but you like it, keep going. Ultimately, if you're going to work in the video game industry, just make sure if you do work for these companies, know your worth, know how much you want, know how much time you're willing to put into it, because you need a life. You can't only be playing games. If you only play games, you only get a small perspective, and you kind of want to integrate both. I just ask that you guys please, 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 I don't care if you're a developer, I don't care if you're a composer, I don't care if you're, trying to make a YouTube channel, a Twitch streamer, just please make sure you know your worth. You'll know your worth by just doing the work that you're doing for free and noticing not the amount of people that come into it, but the community that you can create from it. Like, that's how you know your worth. If you can create something where people want to come to you and interact with you because of what you created, that's how you know you got something good, man. And then that's how you can negotiate it better. But if you're not too comfortable with doing all that, then yeah, I would definitely say work for a company. But when you do, just make sure you don't work a lot of hours. Make sure you ask for a certain amount of pay, because if you can't make a living off of what you're doing, then it's going to be hard for you to be able to focus on what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and it may suck, that company or people might be like, man, you might be asking for a lot, but you know what? Fuck it. That's usually how it's got to be. But there's nothing wrong also if you have other forms of money, or if you have like family or people that are willing to support you, then yeah, I guess you can take the lesser of the pay. Like, it's not the most ideal situation. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that as well. But if you do that, just make sure that, you get your receipts, make sure you get your credit, make sure your work is truly known, so that way you can eventually transition from, working for free or even working for a small amount of pay to that. Even Steve was getting $500, but he still had his 9-to-5 job, and he also had his wife. So it's just like, he was working. He had a form of way of supporting that. But if the game, if GameXplain had popped off and his work had really grown, he could have eventually if he wants to, he could still turn that into a career. So you can do that too. Like, there's different ways to do it. If you're coming in and you don't know what your value is worth, just start doing something, and then just see what happens. Join a company if you're unfamiliar, untoo sure. Like, learn the ins and outs first, and then work for them. Work for that X amount of time if you have the income to support it. If you don't, and you're like, man, I really want to do this, but I really want to eat, then you got to either make sure that you have something that can support you, or, lo and behold, you better make sure you're that damn good. All right?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
That's pretty much my 2 cents, man. If you're going to do it, make sure you're that damn good. If you're going to do the negotiation and asking for shit. But if you're unfamiliar with it, you might have to eat it. I've done that too. I've definitely done the free. Free ain't bad. I know I was talking in a position of like, I've done enough free shit. But at the same time, I'm still doing free shit, because I still haven't gotten enough. Like, I've gotten people, but I don't have enough to where I can be like, I can say, fuck you. Well, actually, no, right now I'm actually at a position where I could say, fuck you, because I have another form of income, and I can do the negotiation. Actually, yeah, I'm in a pretty good spot. So if you're in my situation where it's like, you got an income coming in, and you can just make willy-nilly and do whatever you want and test shit, that's what you do. But like I said, it's all situational. It's just really dependent on how things are going for you. I guess I could technically go into the third news, but the third news is just kind of like what the fuck ever. Let's do a quick.
Breaking news!
quick info. Where the fuck are you? So let me pull this up for my audio people. So Gabe Newell's talking about fucking going to New Zealand, and pretty much the New Zealand. What the fuck are you? The New Zealand News pretty much just interviewed Gabe Newell. Oops, not that. That's something else. But yeah, where are you? And people pretty much, during the interview, he was asked about Half-Life 3, Portal 3, what about Citadel? Is that ever going to be worked on? He's like, whatever. And pretty much, if you go a little bit down, he kind of just talks about, we definitely have new games in development that we're going to announce. It's fun to ship games, he says. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you might get some games from Gabe Newell, maybe not. It's fucking Valve. I mean, what the fuck do you expect from Valve? They're literally making shit ton of money from Steam, Dota 2, and CSGO. They don't have to fucking do shit on shit with a shit sandwich, man. Like,
What the hell?
Don't expect anything from that. That was going to be a little bit of a topic, but who really gives a fuck at this point? I'm more interested in just getting all of us to that same page of like, if you're really going to be working for the video game industry, make sure you work for yourself. But also, if you can work for a company and people, make sure you take notes of what's going on around you, and pay attention on like how things are run. Pay attention to how things are going, because if you really want to make a career out of that bad boy, you got to see how the sausage is made. You know what I'm saying? Like, luckily, I've got people that have done that, and I also seen a semi of it. Well, mostly of it. So it's just like, man, just make sure you know what the sausage is made before you hop into that bitch. And then once you do, make sure if you don't have anything of value, you get something of value. So that way you can sell to these motherfuckers. So that, saying like, damn, I'm the best fucking writer of all time. I review games like no other, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, man.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
All right, man, I'm done. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to talk about. I felt like those were the two most important news. Like, I know there's like a lot of stuff going on with the Cyberpunk and the other situation, and I feel like I could play more sound bites, but whatever. Anyways, man, it's about that time of the show where I got to say goodbye. But before I leave, you already know what time it is. It's time for shameless plugins. Go. Chronicles of Gamers, the Chronicles of Gamers. We are on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Yes. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So we're pretty much at those places. You can watch us. You can listen to us anywhere you go. Also, you could, follow the things at the bottom if you're watching the video. At Efocutioner on Twitter, the Chronicles of Gamers on Facebook, youtube.com/ or just type in the Chronicles of Gamers in YouTube, or just type us into Google, the Chronicles of Gamers. All right, that's it, man. Anyways, we're wrapping it up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I am out of here. I still have not thought of a catchphrase, so may your wallet get fatter during these times of ladder? I don't know, man. Stay lit.